morning, Barstow, and welcome to our first fully virtual episode of BTVN this year. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Avisha. I hope everyone enjoyed their long weekend and came back ready for the last few days of the first quarter. We have announcements, weather, and a piece with Mrs. Zimmerman all after the intro. Roll it.
To start with some announcements, the 6th graders created a welcome sign combining art and technology for the students and teachers to connect in a hybrid environment.
The 3rd graders also worked with technology to meet with an aerospace engineer working to put life on Mars. Who knows, we might have some future astronauts in that class.
A reminder that this Friday marks the end of first quarter, so be sure to turn in any missing assignments. This also means that fall conferences will be held October 29th and 30th.
The cast of the upper school musical, Zombie Prom, had rehearsals last week, some online and some in person. It's been awesome how they've been able to adapt to these circumstances to put together a musical this year.
The lower schoolers also adapted to the circumstances in order to put on their annual Grandparents' Day production. Lorelai made a piece highlighting this event. Let's check it out.
I'm Jen Carr, and I am the early childhood music teacher, and I also teach guitar 3rd through 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Christy Mitchell, and I am the music teacher for grades 1 through 5 here at the Barstow School.
I'm Todd Nelson. I'm director of lower school. I am responsible for grades preschool through 5th grade.
Gonna clap my hands when the rain comes down. Gonna clap my hands.
Normally for Grandparents' Day, we would put on a concert for the early childhood kiddos in conjunction with Miss Mitchell.
This year, all of the music performances are going to be very different for obvious reasons, but we are still trying to embrace as many traditions as we can. So we are doing Grandparent Day slightly differently.
So in terms of programming, we will be synchronous with our grandparents and our special guests. So there will be a Zoom session running in the classroom that'll be through the swivel unit that's in each classroom. That way the grandparents can visit with their grandchildren.
I taught my preschoolers and pre-K kiddos and my kindergartners their songs earlier, a little bit earlier than what we would normally do. And we went to the auditorium one day with the help of Dr. Markley. We recorded the audio, and then with the help of BTVN, we did a video outside with the little ones so that we could put the audio and video together to create a production so the grandparents would have an idea of what exactly we're doing here at school and at home.
We are, this year for 1st through 5th graders, embracing our school song, Standards High, and we did a project where the students talked about what they were going to personally do to raise their high standards that the lyrics to the song imply. And then we talked about all the many things we love about Barstow.
What we will be doing, I know some of the grade levels have written poems about their grandparents. Some of the kids are talking about the special things that they enjoy doing with their grandparents. Some are, they'll be singing a song to their grandparents within their Zoom meeting. So we've got some different things planned for the kids to do.
We incorporated videos from kids at home as well, so it wasn't just the kids here at school. We tried to bridge that gap by having videos put into the production from the kids at home. So we want to make sure that we're communicating that we're one community, even though we're far apart sometimes.
The other thing that's really cool about Grandparent Day, about, 7 years ago, I think, we started a new tradition where the seniors who attended Barstow since they were 3 years old would act as hosts. So I reached out to the seniors, and even though it's not a live performance, they were generous enough, 6 of them, to host the show. And they did a little introduction for the program. So we still were able to use that tradition too. So yeah, it's different, but it'll actually be a really nice keepsake, a video that they can, keep and watch again and again.
One of the most exciting things for me is that, this is all very different. We're accustomed to having 300 people packed into an auditorium and donuts afterwards. But I've heard from parents whose grandparents have never been able to attend before because they live overseas, or they're not able physically to make it here. So this is their opportunity to be part of Grandparent Day, and that's really exciting for us.
Gonna clap my hands when the rain comes down.
Great piece. It's so good to see everyone making the best of the situation, even if some things have to change. Izzy asked Ms. Zimmerman how teaching this year differs from the past. Let's check it out, then head over to Liddy for weather for the week.
Is Lindsay Zimmerman, and I teach freshman English as well as senior English, and I am the dean of the freshman class. This year has been a lot different than other years. A lot of challenges, but not all bad. I would say that my fellow teachers and I are learning a lot of new skills really quickly about mastering new technologies. Sometimes it can be challenging to figure out the best and most engaging way to stretch material through 90 minutes of class, but on the other hand, in English class we get to have deeper and more interesting discussions sometimes because the class period is longer. So there are benefits and drawbacks. It's interesting. And it's been fun to try to figure out how to get the students in class and the students at home to engage with the course material and engage with each other in a way that's really meaningful. And I think we're kind of doing it. In a typical year, first of all, I would be in a different classroom. I would be in my kind of little nook of a room that overlooks the Zen garden. And while I do love the music room and I'm grateful to Dr. Markley for letting me use his space for the year, I miss my little room. But normally at the beginning of class, we would just dive right in and start the conversation. Obviously there are some initial steps that as a teacher I have to take at the beginning of class, making sure that the Zoom session is all logged in, the swivel is set up correctly, sound is on, students make it in, I can hear them, they can hear me. It takes a little bit of setup time to kind of get us started. But we're kind of getting into the routine of that at this point. Another thing that's different this year is obviously students are more spaced out. So typically in my classroom, I like to have students in a circle where we can all look at each other. The kind of implied power dynamic of the classroom is that every voice is just as important as every other one. This year it's a little bit more focused on the front of the room where I'm standing, and I have to kind of move around to get the discussion moving so I can move the mic around. So figuring out how to master that has been interesting. I would just like to give a big shout out to my colleagues who are working really, really hard to master this new set of challenges. It's been a steep climb for all of us, and I think that I've been pretty excited and amazed to see for the millionth time how talented the people are that I work with.
Hello everyone and welcome back from a long weekend. So jumping right in, you can see it's currently about 59 degrees and it is going to be sunny all day with a high of about 79, so it is going to get pretty nice out. Moving on to the rest of the week, you can see it's going to be about the same for Wednesday, but Thursday it's going to drop pretty drastically in temperature and it's going to be pretty windy. And Friday it's going to get about up to the 60s. And Saturday, it's also going to be really windy as well, but it's going to be about 72. And Sunday, it's going to drop again, and it is really cloudy, and it's going to be about 59 with a low of 41. Back to y'all at the news desk.
Thanks, Liddy. That's all we have for today. I've been Maddie.
And I'm Avisha. Enjoy the beautiful weather and have a great day, Barstow.